Hi, this is Kim, and I'm going to read to you from the Urantia book. First, I'm going to read from Light the Flame by Andrew Harvey, and I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. Very good stuff, and this is a reading from it's October 28th. It's almost going to be November in a minute, All right. Alan Payton. This is a reading from Alan Payton, who wrote Cry the Beloved Country. I've heard of this novel. I haven't read it, but this is a South African author, white guy. The white guys in South Africa, they're supposed to be racist, right? But this was an anti-apartheid activist. So he was a white guy advocating for racial racial justice in South Africa, and he lived from 1903 to 1988. And so then he would have died before. When was Nelson Mandela president? Nelson Mandela, he was a president from Nelson Mandela. Right. Wait. See that? Nelson, oh yeah, he was the first president of South Africa from 1994 to 1999. So very sad. This lovely man, Alan Payton, died in 1988, 6 years before Nelson Mandela was president. So that's okay though. You know what? He sees from up there. He saw that all the work he did was not in vain. I think that's a very important message. That all the good stuff we do, oh, he died before he could see everything. No, don't think like that. Think that, he's watching. But someday we all got to let go of the work that we do. That's otherwise, it'd be work forever. We can't have that. We have to let go of that. Okay, so I'm going to read this. Lord, save me from despair, and if I am in despair, inspire me to reach out in compassion to another, to do a work of peace for you. So don't leave me alone in despair. Even in the midst of despair, I can find somebody who's hurting more than I am. And reach out to that person. So then in despair, and I'm thinking of the words despair and despise, and they're a little bit similar. I shouldn't despise others who are suffering, because that's my own salvation. Then in despair, I shouldn't be despised if I refrain from despising others in despair. But sometimes that's not the reflex that we have. When we're in despair, we're going to be mad, and if somebody else is whining, we're going to be mad at that. But instead, I can offer comfort even while I'm in despair. And that's my own salvation from despair. Very good. Okay, we're going to read from the Urantia book now. We're finishing our discussion on solitary messengers, paper 23, section 4, the special ministry of solitary messengers. Now, they regard their highest function is to be revelators, which is really cool. It's just kind of exciting for them to be revelators. So I think this is maybe what this is about. Let's just read it and see. Okay. The solitary messengers seem to be personality coordinators for all types of spirit beings. Their ministry helps to make all the personalities of the far-flung spiritual world akin. So they're bringing people together. There helps to make all of the people from all over the grand universe understand that they're related to each other. They contribute much to the development in all spirit beings of a consciousness of group identity. So they help foster community. Every type of spirit being is served by special groups of solitary messengers who foster the ability of such beings to understand and fraternize with all other types and orders, however dissimilar. So they're bridge builders. They build connections between people who perceive themselves as dissimilar. That's a lot of what I try to do. I see that as my personal spiritual work. The solitary messengers demonstrate such an amazing ability to coordinate all types and orders of finite personality, even to make contact with the absentite regime of the master universe over-controllers. Okay, so that's master universe. So that's far out there. That some of us postulate that the creation of these messengers by the infinite spirit is in some manner related to the conjoint actor's bestowal of supreme ultimate mind. Okay, that is so loaded. What the heck does that mean? Okay, so there's three levels of mind, levels of reality. The absolute, which is the highest, and then ultimate is in between, and then supreme is the lowest of experiential mind, right? Experiential experience. Thought experience or intangible experience is not related to sensation, physical sensation, is ultimate level of reality. Okay, and the infinite spirit created all but the absolute. The absolute was created by, just came here with the Father, the ultimate deity, the Trinity experience. Okay. But that somehow this is all connected to like the master universe and all of that. So the absentite regime. So that there's all that pure thought energy out there of potential, of what the heck could it be? What could we do with this? What are we going to make out of this stuff, out of this empty canvas out there? So there's all kinds of ideas floating around for what it could be. What could we do with all that? All right. So maybe these solitary messengers are carrying those ideas of what to do with the master universe. When a finaliter and a paradise citizen cooperate in the trinitization of a child of time and eternity. Remember last time we talked about, or the last paper we talked about those trinitized sons of God. And then there were those trinitized sons of destiny. A finaliter and a paradise or havoner come together to make a trinitized. This is like a new strange thing, because these beings are both perfect and have an imperfect or a perfected parent and a born perfect. So they have this strange new perspective. So, okay. So when one of these children here, when a finaliter and a paradise citizen cooperate in the, okay, all right. When a finaliter and a paradise citizen cooperate in the trinitization of a child of time and eternity, a transaction involving the unrevealed mind potentials of the supreme ultimate, and when such an unclassified personality is dispatched to Vicegerrington, a solitary messenger, a conjectured personality repercussion of the bestowal of such deity mind, is always assigned as guardian companion to such a creature trinitized son. So when we have one of these strange, perfected and perfect um, children here, there's always a solitary messenger that's a guardian of this child, guardian companion to such a creature trinitized son. This messenger accompanies the new son of destiny to the world of his assignment and never more leaves Vicegerrington. Okay. Why do you mean never leaves Vicegerrington? So, okay. Oh, because this child is raised on Vicegerrington. That's where they're raised, because they're kind of, I want to say stockpiling. There's a reserve corps of them there because they don't know what they're gonna do with them. But this solitary messenger is there to guard this trinitized son on Vicegerrington, assuming until they have some kind of assignment there. Okay. When thus attached to the destinies of a child of time and eternity, a solitary messenger is forever transferred to the sole supervision of the architects of the master universe. So those special children have destinies probably out in the master universe. What the future of such an extraordinary association may be, we do not know. For ages, these partnerships of unique personalities have continued to foregather on Vicegerrington, but not even a single pair has ever gone forth therefrom, because they're gathering there, waiting for, the grand universe to get perfected, and then they can do some more stuff out there. Solitary messengers are of stationary numbers, but the trinitization of the sons of destiny is apparently an unlimited technique. So this is going on. Eventually, they're going to run out of solitary messengers. So then what are they going to do? Since each trinitized son of destiny has assigned to him a solitary messenger, it appears to us that at some time in the remote future, the supply of messengers will become exhausted. Who will take up their work in the grand universe? Will their service be assumed by some new development among the inspired Trinity spirits? I don't know. Is the grand universe at some remote period going to be more nearly administered by Trinity origin beings, while the single and dual origin creatures move on into the realms of outer space? Okay. Okay, so they're thinking the Trinity origin beings maybe are going to take over the grand universe. I always think and while the single and dual origin beings go out forward, the universe, the 7 super universes are flat. Why they're flat, but that science has confirmed that it's like, well, why would things be so flat? I mean, we're in 3 dimension here. Why do things need to be flat? But then if the Trinity origin beings here start taking over here the grand universe, then maybe that will add an up and down 3rd dimension. When you always see galaxies with this bulge in the middle and then the disk going out into space, I'm just thinking, okay, that's an interesting idea. So in the middle of creation gradually graduates from 2-dimensional, from a point, right, at the Big Bang, to 2-dimensional disk, to 3-dimensional in the center, and then 2-dimensional out here. Okay. That's interesting. Okay, so who will take up their work in the grand universe? Will their service be assumed by some new development among the inspired Trinity spirits? Is the grand universe at some remote period going to be more nearly administered by Trinity origin beings, while the single and dual origin creatures move on into the realms of outer space? Okay, or that is there is the I don't know. If the messengers return to their former service, will these sons of destiny accompany them? Will the trinitizations between finalators and paradise heaveners cease when the supply of solitary messengers has been absorbed as guardian companions of these sons of destiny? Okay. Between finalators and paradise heaveners cease. Okay, so we just stop that option when the supply of solitary messengers has been absorbed as guardian companions of these sons of destiny. Are all our efficient solitary messengers going to be concentrated on Vice Darrington? Are these extraordinary spirit personalities going to be externally associated with these trinitized sons of unrevealed destiny? Man, I just don't know. What significance should we attach to the fact that these couples foregathering on Vice Darrington are under the exclusive direction of those mighty mystery beings, the architects of the master universe? Now, we haven't read about these architects of the master universe yet, but they're the ones that are projecting plans out there, I think, to build in all that undeveloped real estate out there in the master universe, beyond the grand universe. These and many similar questions we ask ourselves and ask numerous other orders of celestial beings, but we do not know the answers. See, this is how I know this was not made by a human mind. This book was not written by humans, because the human drive, that would be perceived as a flaw in a human mind, to leave this open, to leave these possibilities unclosed. And they leastly would not draw attention to this fact that they don't know something, or they're not covering this potential. A human mind wouldn't do that. No. If there was a flaw or an open end, the plot sequence or in their philosophy, at least that they're not going to draw attention to it. They're going to try to fill in all of those holes. That's a human mind. And even the most brilliant human minds are going to do that. All right. This transaction, together with many similar occurrences in universe administration, unmistakably indicates that the personnel of the grand universe, even that of Havona and Paradise, is undergoing a definite and certain reorganization in coordination with and with reference to the vast energy evolutions now taking place throughout the realms of outer space. Okay, and that's also this is all in process, keeping going here. Yeah. So there's all these things, and that's just counter to what typically humans seem to think of as heaven, or the ultimate thing is this totally safe place where everything is just nothing out of the ordinary happens, everything's peaceful and wonderful. But here's like all of this here. There's undergoing definite and reorganization, but we don't really know what's happening. But all this stuff is changing. Okay, so that leads a lot of uncertainty and seems like risk kind of in the highest in administration. And that's like, yeah, that seems really counter to what people normally think of as heaven. The personnel of the grand universe, even that of Havona and Paradise, is undergoing a definite, certain reorganization in coordination with and with reference to the vast energy evolutions now taking place throughout the realms of outer space. So there's a changing of the guard. We incline to the belief that the eternal future will witness phenomena of universe evolution, which will far transcend all that the eternal past has experienced, and we anticipate such tremendous adventures, even as you should, with keen relish and ever heightening expectation, presented by a divine counselor from Uversa. Wow, that's so awesome. Okay. Now we will get into like all of these different personalities of the infinite spirit next time. Yeah, this stuff gets into a lot of detail of all these different beings that are out there, and they're all they're helping us and doing things, and it's just this incredible, like, dynamic place. It's an exciting place. Heaven is an exciting place. Okay, I'm gonna let that go there today, and you have a really good one. Next time we'll start on paper 24. Yay. Okay, bye.